Welcome, YouTube. Definitely, the subject today is about different fighters, different top fighters in this era of today. First of all, I want to bring up the subject of Roy Jones Jr. and Bernard Hopkins. Definitely, the fight was a disgrace to me. I seen them; they're very good legends. They're very respected legends, but I did not want to see this fight in the first place. For one, I didn't want to see the fight in the first place because the fight is old. They're very old men, and both of the fighters lost against the middleweight champion. That is Kawasaki. You know, I hope I'm saying his name right. So they wasn't fighting for no type of championship or nothing like that. They were fighting for bragging rights. Well, they could keep bragging rights because they should have fought 12 years ago. 12 years ago, everyone wanted to see them fight Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins. 12 years ago, Roy Jones was undefeated. No one could touch him. He was knocking people out left and right. He was putting his hands behind his back, uh, giving people his face. They tried to go after it. He would beat him to the punch. The guy was crazy. He was scary with his speed, definitely. Bernard Hopkins, the executioner, 12 years ago, definitely he was diminishing everyone that gets in the ring. He would basically would tear them down into bits and pieces. So both of them was unstoppable 12 years ago. Both of them were champions 12 years ago. Um, and ever since they did not fight, Roy Jones was kind of big headed and he was arrogant and he wanted more. He wanted most of the money, which I would have gave him like a 60-40 deal, but Bernard Hopkins wasn't hearing that. But if they were both smart, they would have set their lives up on in both of them having a match. Would have been the greatest. It would have been the biggest pound for pound boxing match 12 years ago ever. It would have it would have probably have gotten millions and millions of viewers in pay-per-view. Probably been a sold out match and everything, but that did not happen. I don't know if they got paid good money for this fight, but Bernard Hopkins won. I was leaning on Bernard Hopkins' side because Bernard Hopkins showed me that he increased every time he gets older, and Roy Jones Jr. Decreased every time he gets older. So definitely, I was rooting for Bernard Hopkins, but I did not really want to see that fight. Okay, the next fight I want to talk about definitely is Pacquiao. First of all, um, I want to congratulate Pacquiao for his won with um, for his victory. I'm sorry with Clotty. Now I'm mad at Clotty. Definitely upset at him. But first, everybody that's from the Philippines, everyone that's a Filipino that's behind uh, Pacquiao, you guys stay behind him. He's a legend. He represents your country. He represents your culture. And I do understand with someone that represents your country and your culture, you get behind them automatically. I'm not mad at none of you guys. Definitely. So um, you definitely get behind him and represent him to the fullest because he's going to go out. He's going to represent the country, knock people out left and right. So definitely, um, I congratulate all y'all. And definitely, I I congratulate everybody. You know, that's from the Philippines. But that fight with Clotty and Pacquiao, upsetted me. Clotty, he was like a punching bag. Um, I hope he never fight a champion title fight. I hope he never fight a championship fight ever again. He is probably a good prize fighter, but when he get to champions, when he beat the elite, when he go against the elite people, he's not that good. He only can go to a certain rankings, and that's okay. He's not that one that goes overboard. So definitely, when if you even can look at the interview HBO had against him and Claudius 3 days before the fight, in his eyes, I could tell that he lost because he gave Pacquiao a lot of praise. And even though Pacquiao good, but when you're a fighter, you're a warrior. You don't give no fighter praise at all. Definitely. So I knew he was gonna get beat, but I did not know he was gonna give up the fight. So definitely, I don't want to see a fight like that again. Another fight I don't want to see is Mayweather and Mosley. Do not want to see that fight. I do not want to see it. Mayweather was right on one thing, that when back in 2000, when he tried to fight Mosley, when Mosley was undefeated, Mosley did not want to fight him because Mosley thought that he was a waste of time. Now, years later, 5 losses, then now he wants to fight him. I don't think Mayweather have nothing to prove fighting Mosley. Mosley, first of all, the reason how I know Mosley is going to lose is because every interview that they ask him, how do you know that you're going to beat Mayweather? What is the blueprint to beating Mayweather? The first thing he said was, I'm just as fast than Mayweather, and I'm stronger than him. If he have in his mind, and if he think that speed and strength is going to beat Mayweather, then he's already lost. For one thing, Mosley have too many mistakes. Mayweather is not going to come in and try to beat Mosley to the punch. Mayweather is a slick fighter, and he's a very smart fighter. Despite of his mouth, he's a little arrogant, but despite of his mouth, he's a very smart fighter. Mayweather gonna come in, if he try to come in and beat Mosley come in, and if he try to come in and beat Mayweather to the punch, Mayweather is going to only take advantage of his mistakes. Mosley have a lot of mistakes. His guard is too open, and when he gets frustrated, he swings and he swings wild. He will play in Mayweather's hand. And Mayweather is cool, calm, and collected. Only thing he's going to do is take advantage of his mistakes the whole time. Even though if he don't knock him out, he will go to the distance and he will win in the distance. Basically, that's basically it. But I don't want to see that fight. That fight is not going to be a good fight. It'll probably be interesting, but it won't be a good fight. Everybody know, even though everybody is going for Mosley because they don't like Mayweather, everybody know that Mosley is not going to beat Mayweather. The fight I do want to see is Pacquiao and Mayweather. After this fight, I hope Pacquiao and Mayweather come to a win-win situation. Even though that Mayweather wants to take Olympic-style drug testing, let them come to an agreement, a win-win situation, so they can fight. And if they fight, definitely, it's going to be a very good fight. A very good fight. You're talking about both of them smart, both of them can adjust, and I hope the fight, really happens. So now I'm fit to sign off, and I hope I hear from one of you soon. Thank you, and God bless. Bye-bye.